Aha! I don't know if this is what Matt is calling it. That's what I listed it as until I hear otherwise. But it's basically a ramp strategy with Through the Breach with other such shenanigans. And we've seen Andrew earlier, right? We know what he's on. So in a way, they're both sort of comboing. Sort of. So we're going to see how well it works and who can get their pieces assembled quicker. The ability of Matt to ramp up is definitely something that Andrew has to be aware of. All right, both players getting things ready to go for game number one. So, getting our scry on. Matt's going to put that on the bottom, and we're going to get things going here. Andrew, fetching, shocking. Steve, is it going to be Faithless Looting, Neonate? Where's he on the plan? Faithless Looting it is. And he already threw a bridge in there, which is awesome. Alright, so we got to see Nest Sentinel coming out here, which that's where you got the Eldrazi token. That's that one dice that's sitting there. Stitcher Supplier going to come on out. That's a great way to go about it. BridgeVine already coming back. This is going to be cast for 0. And he says, well, I will sack this Eldrazi token. Takes 4 though, goes 14. Farseek, gonna get a land. Cinderglaves. All right, let's get things going, he says. Bringing a lot of stuff. You saw that Greater Garganon over there up on the top of the screen, so we can basically use that as a sack outlet. I have no idea what that card is. But he got to throw something in his graveyard and play that. So I have no idea. Cragwick Cremator. 5/4. When enters the battlefield, discard a card at random. If you discard a creature card this way, it deals damage equal to that card's power to trigger player or planeswalker. Ah, okay. So he dealt 5 damage to him, essentially. Cool. Yeah, that would have been good. Killing everything, coming across. Let's go to game number 2, he says. So that's some trickery there. So with this Cremator, if he had Emrakul, it's basically like you're one-shotting somebody. Okay. I see the spice. He even told me I was safe when I was picking cards, even though there's that Emrakul in his hand. That's cold-blooded. Alright, let's get things going. Game number 2. Faithless Looting starting things out. Can we get a bridge? We did. That's a pretty great way to start. Stitcher coming out. BridgeVine coming out as well. So the ability to sack creatures with Tribe Scout makes the bridge a little bit less useful, but that's okay. Getting the BridgeVine out early and keeping the pressure on matters. There's a search. Another stitcher. Let's bring back some more creatures. Here's 5, puts you to 11. Prime time, that's pretty nice. Okay, so Valakut comes out as well, which makes things pretty scary. Let's bring the team, he says. Fetch down to 10, but we get some triggers. 2 Valakuts, 2 triggers. 3 damage to that guy. Three damage to that guy. Stitcher dies. Bridge goes in the graveyard. Block this guy, take 2, trigger, get some zombie, drops to 8. Another bridge got put in the graveyard as well. All right, let's get going, he says. Passes it back over after getting a bunch of zombies out now. And now it's Matt's turn to decide on how best to go about this next setup here. He does have another LAN, and he does have access to prime time. So let's get him out, he says. Through the breach. Here's a prime time. Trigger, I'd like to get 2 more LANs. There's 1 valid cut. There's 2 valid cuts. Boom, boom, boom. Double triggers. Hey, here's 4 mountains. That's 12 damage. That's 24 damage. 36. 48. Game 2 or game 3. So that was, I mean, a lot of just like, hey, here's red, green, valid cut, right? That didn't look too crazy. Like game 1, we got to see some of his spice with the cremator in there. So we're going to see how things work out in game 3. Alright guys, I'm going AFK for a brief second. Watch the match. I'll be back momentarily. Oh my gosh, what did I miss, guys? 3 zombies out already? No, 2 zombies and a Bomat Courier that already has 3 cards on it. So at least he's down to 17. Andrew, we're going to assume he fetch shocked. Fetch shocked again. Down to 14. Give or take for me running back in. Mana screw in effect. What? Buffing up everybody. 2. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because I don't think he buffs himself, does he? Maybe he does. Bushwhacker, I can remember. If it was kick creatures you control, yes, he gets it buffed as well. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Puts him to 7. And he says, hey, look at these great removal spells that I have. If only I had a land. So that's going to do it for round 4. Okay. Ugh, my allergies are killing me now, guys. I'm losing my voice. So that is it for tonight. Not too bad. What a goofy set of games. Yeah, right? What a strange one. Hi, Addie. Go sit over here for a sec. Alright, so that was it for tonight, guys. Again, if you are not following yet, please consider hitting that follow button. We're 3 followers away from getting 400 followers over here on Twitch, which is awesome. We've been going for quite a few years now. 3 almost, I'd say. So this is season number 10. We have the Invitational coming up in 2 days. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Man, 1 day. So we've got the Invitational taking place on the 23rd and will be broadcast for everybody on the 29th. So coverage is going to be a little bit different for that day because, we're again going to have 4 rounds of coverage, 1 round of 8, 2 semifinals, and the finals there for you guys. All the deck lists will be available for everybody that is interested over on Patreon. It does get released to all the Patreon subscribers first before it gets released to everybody else. So you guys can keep an eye out and see what sort of lists people are playing if you're interested in. Again, VODs are going to be going up for all this content as well as next week's, give or take. This stuff will be a little bit earlier since I'm off this week and have time to be able to devote to more VOD related content and updating things along that regard. So I will be posting them up this week. Normally it takes about a week for the VODs to go up on YouTube though. But tonight, a little bit of a weird set of games here and there, but definitely some cool ones, seeing some different decks. This is usually what happens when we play on the off weeks like this, is it ends up getting to the point that we have unorthodox decks. We have these kind of homebrew decks, just janky kind of shenanigans, and then you've got those that are like trying to perfect specific decks, right? Okay, how can I tweak this list that I've been running? Where can I adjust numbers based on the meta that is our shop? So pretty exciting games overall, but next week it's going to be the really big kicker as more players are trying to get their first top 8 invitational championship. We've got some returning champions. TJ is our first 3-time champion. We've also got Lyle with 2 championships, and then we've got a lot of players that are returning players. Jeremy, of course, is another one of our champions that has won a previous season's back at it. We have a couple of our repeaters, some people that are like 4 top 8s in a row that they're making it in there, trying for their chance again to get that title. And then we've got 2 newer faces with Lucas and Leighton there. So a lot of great players that are battling out this season. You'll find out more details about them, of course, next week. So again, thanks for tuning in and watching, guys, and we'll see you guys next game.